Hello, welcome, beautiful souls. My name is Sadhana, and welcome to day 20. I lose track of what day it is. We're in the 20s still of my 40-day restorative yoga challenge. And thank you for being here. Thank you to those of you who are just joining me. And please enjoy the practice today. And if you have an opportunity to go back and to work through some of the postures from previous days, that might be really good for you and really enjoyable as well too. I really encourage you to communicate with me either personally through email or in the comments below, and we can expand, provide different options and different alternatives to postures that I've suggested if they're not working for you in your particular situation. For example, if you're confined to a chair or it's just not possible to get down onto a floor. So, let me know, because this is a practice that really is for everybody. We just need to figure out which way we can adjust and fit this into your lifestyle. So, thank you for being here. As part of this program, I'm also doing a inspirational message every day from different oracle cards, and I really enjoyed this, bringing out different decks, and I have found that the energy of the cards has really helped me with talking through the flow and the energy of each of the postures we've been working in. Today you will need something to perhaps support. We're doing a on the back twist today, one of my favorite ones, and you might want to have something to place underneath your knees, so either a bolster or a block. Okay, so come to your seat, or if you prefer, you can just lie down onto your back in Shavasana, even cover up with the blanket. Come to your breath and just allow the body to begin to settle. Whatever shape you're choosing, and just a reminder that in a seated postures, it's always better to have the knees below the hips so that the energy is moving in a downward direction and you're able to drain some of that tension out of this area, which is a problem for all of us. We just spend so much time sitting. So today I'm using the Oracle of Reflections. This is by Celia Melville from France. And this is like the deck we used yesterday. And it's funny because after I drew yesterday, I did a personal draw, and it was, it's one of those readings where it's like, yeah, this is exactly how it is. And the next 4 decks that I have chosen, so yesterday's, today, and the next 2 days, feel they're like that. They're really gonna tell it like it is. So, and the reason that I've chosen decks like that for this 4 days is because this period, this part of the lunar cycle is a part where we need to get off the chair. We need to get off the sofa, and we need to do what it is that we intended to do at the beginning of this new moon cycle. And so sometimes we need a little bit of encouragement in that direction. And I've also found that the cards for this particular session have also been super, super nourishing. And this one is one of those cards. It's the Mandala card, which is really about connection and beauty and sacred geometry and the magic of all of that. And also speaks very much to meditation. And so what I'm going to do is draw you a little deeper into that with the breath while we go into this posture. And yeah, so when you close your eyes, sometimes when I close my eyes, it's almost as if I see the iris and the color, and it's like you see an eye within the eye. Do you ever have that experience? And so try to still that internal gaze and see your own internal mandala, and allow that perhaps to bring you some insight into this posture, and know that every single one of these postures is about that, right? It's about exploring a deeper layer and a deeper level of what's actually going on beyond the physical body. So go ahead and come down to your mat. And you may have heard me say this before, but I know I'm just going to do it because I actually love it and I often don't take the time to do it. For restorative yoga, it's really nice to place a blanket on the mat, not only to provide another layer of cushioning, but it's just really nice and cozy. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. My favorite part of the day. And I'm actually going to carve this out. I think just going forward, 4 to 4:30 every day, just take some time for restorative yoga. And of course, the blanket's a little more slippery, so sometimes that can be a problem. Bring the knees up to the chest. Gently rock side to side. And see if you can come right away into inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling as you roll side to side. And then place your hands on your knees and come into circles. Inhale and exhale. And we will go in both directions. So just take a few breaths, one breath for each circle, each rotation. Inhale and exhale. And remember that this massaging of the kidney area and the adrenals is really, really good for our nervous system, for our general wellness. And then go after your next exhale, go the opposite direction. And I'll give you a few different options today because I'm going to show you my favorite version, but it might be too much on your hip. Your hips are really tight. And then come to stillness. Bring your left knee on top of the right. And see if you can cross your legs as if you were sitting in a chair. Place your hands on your knees. My right hand is on the top knee, which is my left knee. My left hand is on the bottom knee, which is my right knee. And this can get confusing. If you've ever done eagle posture before, imagine that you are in eagle posture. And as you exhale, bring a little bit of energy into the squeeze of these legs. So feel your inner groin muscles, your inner thigh muscles, and then soften with the inhale. And exhale, engage your inner thighs. You may already feel this in your left hip. And you may wish to bring the feet into this as well too. Of course, the feet can be soft. This is a restorative practice. But as you inhale and engage, you might want to activate your feet and then soften. And then bring your arms down to the mat. Bring your right foot to the mat. If you're able to keep the wrap of the legs, keep the wrap of the legs. And if it's too much, then you're going to have to separate and just have your legs stacked on top of each other. But with the wrap of the leg, you're going to get a deeper stretch in the left IT band and the left hip. Okay, but if that's too much torque on your knees, then you're going to separate and go like this. Okay, so feel that wrap, feel the squeeze. And then inhale the hips up off the floor, like you set up for a bridge posture. Shift them a little bit over to the left and place them down. This is adjusting the hips as you come down into this posture. If you're able to keep the wrap of the legs, keep the wrap. The knees are going to go to the right. The arms are going to go wide. If you have a space here, a gap, I have this bolster here, it's going to be too big. You can place something underneath this gap so that your legs feel supported. Your ankles and your feet, adjust them so they feel like they're resting and relaxing. If this is too much on over the hip, if it's too much on the back, coming into this deep stretch, you can either bring the knees up a little higher, or alternatively, you can unwrap the legs and have the legs stacked. And this is going to be a lot gentler on the whole body. Personally, this is my favorite variation of a supine twist. Check in with your feet, soften the ankles, and just allow the body to let go. And if you feel the need to separate or adjust the lower body, that's entirely up to you. Listen to your internal wisdom, your inner wisdom. Upper body. So how to adjust the upper body so that the left shoulder blade is more on the floor. If you're comfortably on the floor and you feel like the upper back is pretty much balanced, then just stay where you are. If you're not, bring your arms in closer. Come up to the backs of your arms, fingertips up to the ceiling. And then press away from the floor and shift a little bit over to the right. And then see if that brought the left shoulder blade a little bit closer to the floor. And then just breathe. Close your eyes and soften into the shape. And just allow your legs to do whatever it is they need to do. Let them just move into whatever natural position they're sliding into. In this twist, we have a lot going on, all the way from the top knee, IT band, hip, waist, ribs, all underneath the armpits. You're getting a beautiful pectoral stretch. You'll feel this across your shoulder too if you have tension there. So deep breaths wherever your body needs it. The gaze can be straight up to the ceiling or towards the left hand. Soften that bottom leg. Focus on your exhale breath. Still your inner gaze and come to your own internal mandala. Mandala. Take the inner gaze to the eyebrow center. And of course, this is easier to do in a darkened room. And without creating any stress or strain, look into this space. And this space will likely extend beyond the closed eyes to encompass an area beyond your physical body. And allow it to expand in whatever direction it's expanding. And focus on any shape that is arising. Any colors or any fluctuating colors or shapes. And try to keep your gaze at the center of all of this, still and quiet.
Just witnessing whatever your experience is and knowing that whatever your experience is just perfect for this moment. Just double check your legs, softening where you're able. The body will continue to contract to protect itself. So sometimes just some little adjustments are necessary to move into deeper relaxation. Stay focused on your breath and your internal mandala. And if the stretch on the hip is getting too much, place something underneath the knees. To raise them up a little bit. Bring your awareness back to my voice and take 11 deep conscious breaths. Where can you soften even more? And then release your internal mandala. Bring your arms closer to your body. Unwrap your legs if they're still wrapped. And then very slowly bring the knees up. Remember, you've shifted your hips at the beginning, so you want to bring your hips back to the midline, back to center. And then just extend your legs. Bring the body into a neutral position. And just breathe. And feel the effects of the first part of the practice. After your next exhale breath, bend your knees. Bring the soles of the feet back up. Bring your knees into your chest and gently rock side to side.
This time we'll bring the right knee on top. Place your hands on your knees. And you may wish to engage a little bit. So take a big breath in. And as you exhale, opposite, I think. Inhale. Engage with the inhale. That's more natural for me. Even the feet. And then exhale, you can soften. Inhale, engage. Doesn't have to be anything extreme. And then exhale, soften. Sometimes this tension and relaxation is just really good before moving into a posture. And if this has any effect on your blood pressure or it creates more tension in the body, then just don't do it. The right knee is on top. So my left hand is on my right knee, top knee. My right hand is on my bottom knee, which is my left knee. Bring the left foot to the mat. I'm just walking my shoulder blades together. You can bring the foot in a little closer. And just as if you were setting up for bridge posture, you raise the hips up off the mat, shift them a little bit over to the right, and place them down. Try to keep the wrap of the legs if you want to maximize the stretch in the right hip. Knees are going to go to the left. The arms are going to go wide. Now this side is completely different, even for me, for everybody. And I encourage you, if there is a gap between the knees, to place something there. And especially if you felt a lot of tension, you felt like you went a little bit too far last time. And then spread the arms wide. And of course, after a few breaths, you can remove that prop. Be aware of your right shoulder blade and the distance that it may be from the floor. And if you're quite comfortable, just stay exactly as you are. But if you would like to bring more balance to your upper back, bend your elbows, bring your arms in closer. By pressing the backs of the arms into the mat, raise up your back and shift it a little bit to the left. And that may bring that right shoulder blade down a little bit closer to the floor. Soften your feet, soften your ankles. And direct your breath either into your rib cage, your hip, wherever your body needs the breath, needs the medicine. And if you are right-handed, right-footed, and this side is a little more tense, then just be a little more gentle with your breath. Place something higher underneath that knee. And then soften the ankles. And deepen and focus on the exhale breath. Let's come back to the internal mandala. So the back of the head is on the floor. The internal gaze is toward the eyebrow center. And this space in Sanskrit is called the Chittakash. Chittakash or Chittakash. And so as you gaze into this space, behind the closed eyes and beyond the closed eyes, allow it to expand however it wants to expand. Chittakash is a limitless space. And within this space may arise shapes, colors, visions perhaps,
And so today, find your internal mandala and find a center point of the mandala. And just witness. It may have a message for you. It may not. And just observe. And breathe. Stay with your breath. Stay with your internal mandala. And after we come out, you may wish to sketch the mandala in your journal. Continue to adjust the ankles and the feet, softening, releasing as the body begins to let go. Stay with your mandala. 11 more breaths. And then release the mandala. Begin to deepen your breath. Guide the arms closer to the body. Unwrap your legs. And then very slowly come back to a neutral position. You can come right into Shavasana. Remember to shift the hips back to the center of your mat. If that's too much, you can heel toe the feet wide and rest the knees together. Or go ahead and extend your legs. Cover yourself up. And take a few breaths of integration. And I'm going to transition up. And if you wish to stay in your Shavasana, please do so. Okay. Whether you're in Shavasana or you're beginning your transition up to your seat, I'm going to guide you back into the Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nostril breathing, just to finish off today.
Let's come to the breath. Be aware of the breath in the nose, both nostrils. Nadi Shodhana is the alternate nostril breathing. Drawing the breath all the way up to the eyebrow center. And then back down again. Both nostrils deeply breathing. Inviting balance and integration. You may or may not wish to use the hand gesture. So know that there is an option to not use a hand and just do this with the mind. Alternatively, you can place the right thumb on the right nostril and just take 5 breaths, left side only. After the next exhale, use the left side. Close the left side with the ring finger, open the right side, and take 5 breaths on the right side. And then move your hand and take 5 breaths, both nostrils. And then we'll do 5 rounds of the alternate nostril breathing with or without the hand gesture. If you're using your hands, right nostril is closed. Inhale, left side. Close left, open right. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Close right, open left. Exhale, left. That's 1. Carry on. Continue. So again, you're inhaling left, closing left, opening right, exhaling right. Inhaling right, closing right, opening left, exhaling left. Continue until you've finished 5 complete rounds. After the 5th exhale, leaves the left side. Return your hands to your lap. Come back to both nostrils. 5 breaths in and out both sides, drawing the air all the way up to the eyebrow center. And back down again. One more time. Bring your hand up. Close the right nostril. Inhale left. Close left, open right. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, open left. Exhale left. That's 1 round. Do 4 more. you're done your fifth, bring your hands back to your lap. And take 5 breaths, both nostrils. And then if you wish to carry on, you can go ahead and do 3 more rounds. I'm going to wind this up for today, and I want to thank you very much for joining me and for being here for this journey together. And I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Let me know if you have any questions either down below, or you can email me info@integrativhealingwithsadhana.com. And don't forget, on Monday night, 7 p.m., I have a full restorative yoga practice on Zoom. And the registration for that is in the description box below, and there's no charge for the class. Okay, stay well. Namaste.